Hello and welcome to Level Die Neo. This week we're going to be talking about something very near and dear to my heart, and it takes me back to the happiest times of my life, fucking middle school. A lot of people don't think middle school was the happiest time in their lives, but goddamn it, all I did was play video games and bullshit, and I didn't do any homework, and it was fucking awesome. I'm joined by my good friend Quinton, and not only is he joining me on this podcast, but he joined me in those glorious, glorious times back in the day in middle school.
Take me back.
Let's take it back.
Like you were saying, like people don't like their middle school days or whatever. Fuck that. Take me back.
Take me back to the Xbox Live Arcade. That is this week's episode. XBLA, baby. It is gone. It no longer exists. But back in the day, that was the best way to fucking play games. Like not even fucking joking, dude. Fucking the Xbox Live Arcade had so many games. It was essentially Steam before Steam and Game Pass before Game Pass.
Well, Steam was already a thing, but like
it wasn't like this though.
It wasn't like this, and that's one of the things I was like going to bring up is like it's a platform for basically Flash games to get paid to actually make money.
That is exactly what it was.
And Steam just didn't have that, didn't have those categories. It had this stuff in the big publishers like PopCap and stuff, but like fucking all these like in really niche fucking, games that people just made at their home or, just small developers. Like these just couldn't get out without this fucking platform existing.
No, it was basically, what if I made a Newgrounds game, but I made people pay me for it? Like that's what fucking Xbox Live Arcade was. It was a way... Like, we're going to talk about one of the worst games / best games ever made on this in just a little bit.
Wait, hold on. Let me abbreviate it to see if we're talking about the same game. Is it
NLN?
NLN?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're definitely going to talk about that. So,
I knew it.
And I paid 99 cents for that. And you know what? It was worth the 3 minutes of enjoyment that we got out of it.
Yeah, that person spent time on it, and instead of just throwing it on Newgrounds, like you said, he can throw it on Xbox Live Arcade and get actually paid for it.
Actually paid for it. And I honestly, I bought games for the memes. I bought games so that me and you could play together. Like, I remember me and you bought Peggle Knights, and we beat it in one night. We played it all the way through. Peggle Knights, one night. I remember that weekend. It was fucking awesome. And I would buy games for me, just alone, to play on my own. Like, there was this digger game. I'm looking for it right now. Like, where you literally just dig downward.
Like Miner Dig Deep or something.
It was called Miner Dig Deep. Oh, my God. Is that the fucking name of that game?
I think that's the Flash version I played.
Dude.
Because you know what?
Yeah.
I think we played the same one, and I can't find as good of a mining game as that. Like, they're all the same concept. Like, it's a grid, and you dig down in the grid. But, like, none of them are as good as the one that had come
then you,
out.
like, oh, my God. That game was so good. I used to play that all the time. But then there was also, like, really good games by AAA publishers. Like, Braid is one of the most talked about sort of indie games of all time. I thought it was boring. But people are like, Braid, man. Like, it's a story about love or whatever and time travel, and it's got, like, a cool platforming mechanics. And, like, that came out on the Xbox Live Arcade. It didn't come out on a disc. It was like, hey, we came out with a game on Xbox Live Arcade. It's pretty good. And it literally got reviews. It got reviews on sites that reviewed games. And it wasn't a major release, but it was something that someone put real time and thought into, and it was a good game. There were stinkers, real, true stinkers on the Xbox Live Arcade. Bad games that you wouldn't wish upon your worst enemy ever. But there were also some winners, like Geometry Wars. That game was freaking sweet. Aegis Wing was kind of boring. Dishwasher, Dead Samurai.
Dishwasher Samurai, yeah, we played that one
game
together.
Was awesome. That game was hella good.
There's some that are even like still around as like a franchise
Castle Crashers.
now.
Castle Crashers is still around.
Crackdown is like a franchise now.
Crackdown wasn't originally released on XBLA.
It wasn't. Well, then we
No.
have it on.
They
Because I had the
came out
demo
with it.
on
They
Xbox
came out
Live.
with it as the demo. They came out with a demo, but that was an actual disc game that was released.
Okay.
That was a real game. But Castle
But, I mean-
Crashers just got announced to have another version coming out for like Switch or something.
And I'm sure the money they made from that was like, they had their Newgrounds popularity, but the ads probably didn't pay for, nearly as much as, them putting Castle Crashers on
The fact
Xbox
that
Live Arcade.
I'm looking at it right now, Castle Crashers was $15 and well over 1 million people bought that.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Behemoth went on to make so much more after that.
Did they really?
Yeah, they made like a top-down civilization kind of game.
They also made Alien Hominid. That was also
Right.
on Xbox Live Arcade. That was literally a Newgrounds game that they just ported over to Xbox Live Arcade and made you pay for it.
So my history with Xbox Live Arcade is I've only played the actual full games, staying over at your house or staying over at
Yes.
the other Nick's house.
Yeah.
I
We used to have
had
sleepovers
an
every
Xbox.
week.
Right, I had a 360. I played my brother's 360 a lot, but we didn't have it hooked up to the internet. We didn't pay for any of the the online service. So I had the demos and stuff that it had like come with and I could download, but anything that I played was always with a friend, couch co-op.
And that, oh my God, boy, was middle school. So like 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, those years. Those were the prime time for playing games with your friends on the couch. That was when Halo 1 was out, shit like that. I mean, it literally was the time of playing games with your friends. So the main games you and me used to play, like straight up the two games that you could rely on us playing when you would sleep over. Worms 2 Armageddon and Marble Blast Ultra, which I still have not beaten to this day because Schadenfreude is the most difficult level in any video game I've ever played, and literally the meaning of that word is having joy in other people's pain.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time watching other people play Xbox Live Arcade games. That was one of them that was the best to watch. You just be fucking frustrated at.
Oh, yeah.
And
We used to hang out, and I would play it for like 2 hours and just go, God damn it! Fuck!
It was a lot of fun.
It was just
Those
like,
are
because
good
when we
times.
were, me and you, I basically got to the final level of that game with you. I didn't play that game really by myself. I play a little bit, just the fun levels where you just de-stress and go down the hill and stuff and just get big jumps.
Right,
But
the
when
levels
I was
that are,
going
like,
for like
not
the real
de-stressful.
levels, yeah, the ones that were actually legitimately difficult, we would hang out and we would play them together and we would like talk about like, okay, well you need to go that way. You'd be like, well you fucked that up. You need to fucking go this way instead. And I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. Well, we're gonna do that. And then, we would just do that. And then me and you would just sit all night long and play Worms. Like, just nothing but Worms for like 6
Welcome
hours.
to the Dog and Pony Show.
Welcome to the Dog and Pony. I literally was thinking of that line yesterday in preparation for this episode. I was like, I'm going to bring up, welcome to the Dog and Pony Show. So good. So good. You could make your own teams.
The couch co-op aspect is because, like, they knew people didn't have reliable like internet connections and everything.
No way.
That wasn't out right now. You couldn't do like online matches all the time. So like all games had some kind of split screen aspect, some kind of like take turns on the same couch aspect.
Yeah.
And Worms was great. Like you could pass off I remember you could play with one controller if you wanted to because it was take turns and you could just pass the controller.
In what?
In Worms playing.
Oh yeah, you could do that with Peggle as well.
Yeah, you can just play one controller with two people.
That means literally if your mom bought you an Xbox for Christmas and it only came with the one controller, you and basically every single other person in your family could play together.
Could still play Worms, yeah. Could still play Peggle. They could still fucking play everything.
You could still go on Xbox Live Arcade, buy a $10 game and play it.
Yeah, anything that was turn-based, you could play with your whole family still.
Which is awesome.
And
Dude,
then
Feeding Frenzy. Feeding Frenzy was also hella good.
That one I think was like actually originally a Flash game, and they were like, "We're just gonna port it. We're gonna make money,"
Oh, and it
and
made
they
money
totally
for
did.
sure because they made a sequel that was double the price. I'm looking at it right now. The sequel is $10. The original is 5. Wild. But yeah, so Worms. So let's talk about Worms real quick because that's honestly the number one game that we played
That's probably the one we played the
the
most
most.
hours in.
So Worms, we keep saying this word, worms. It is exactly what you think it is. It's about a game about worms. Now it's not like playing night crawlers with the old man that sleeps in the same bed as you. It is a tactical, like weapon-based, turn-based strategy combat versus game that takes place in an arena. It's based off of a game that came before it where you had these little tanks and you drive these little tanks around and you would shoot missiles at each other. And that was the original one, I'm pretty sure. And it was actually a pretty popular. My uncle used to play it back in like 2006, like way back. Like back when if somebody picked the phone up while you were on the internet, you were fucked. And he used to play that game, and I remember him playing that game. And then now, Worms came out and like did it way better because there was like 100 different weapons. All the worms were the same, and you could play just with a buddy, and you each control like 5 worms.
Right? It's a side-scrolling platformer map. You're given like a map,
Yeah,
a specific map, and you can
yeah,
regenerate it and pick a random one with all these different themes to it.
yeah.
And then
Like
you're
you could
given
do like like
a team
London
of
City.
5. Yeah, you could do like a industrial park or something.
Cheese. It was like a
For
moon level. And it was all
cheese was a
cheese.
good one.
It was a good
Um,
level. And then you
but
could
you got
set
a
it up
team of
like there's
5
like
worms.
layers too.
All right, you could choose whether it's an open map
Yeah,
or you could choose whether it's closed in, and
yeah,
that determined what weapons you get too. Because on an open map, you would get like airstrikes and things you'd call in,
yep,
but you wouldn't get that on a map that's closed in all the way.
yeah.
And then so you would just duke it out with these weapons you're given and try to eliminate all the worms. And you had like 100 health,
And you
and
had
you
like
could
100 weapons too. There
right.
was like
And
rocket launchers,
if you
grenades.
played enough, you could determine which weapons were better and like basically how much potential damage they could do. Because like I'm remembering like each shot with the shotgun is 25 health, and so if you land both shots, it's 50 health. If
Right.
you land
And
you land
then
every Uzi shot, it's 30 health. It's like
yeah, and then if you hit maybe a mine that's already on the map that's behind the guy you're shooting, that's another 20 damage. So there's also these little hazards on the map. So proximity mines, which if you get too close to them, they'll start beeping. And while you're moving, using your movement turn, if you don't get out of the way, you will take damage, and then your turn will be over. So anytime, so this is the way the structure works when you go into, say it's your turn, it's my turn, it's me and Quinton playing. My first worm, it's his turn, so I can move around for about 15 seconds to sort of position myself and maybe try and get myself out of like a hole that I was spawned into that I don't really want to be there. Then I can use a weapon and begin trying to attack an opponent. If while you're moving you take any damage whatsoever, if you fall too far and take 1 damage, your turn is over and you don't even get to shoot. It's just done because you're a loser and you shouldn't be doing that. Because they give you so many tools that you should honestly never take damage when you're in your movement phase.
jetpacks, ninja ropes,
Yeah.
teleporting.
All that shit. So much shit, it's ridiculous. And still, I would have at least once or twice or 5 times a game where I would take damage.
Backflip instead of done a forward jump, and you just take damage.
And then you fall off a cliff and your character dies because he falls in water. So
Right,
if you
can't
fall
swim.
in the water,
So like one of my favorite weapons was a baseball bat. So since they can't swim, you just knock them over the edge and they just drown.
Oh my god, yes. So if you touch water, it's an insta death. No matter how much health you have. If I think it goes if it like touches your little worm's head.
Yeah,
you're dead.
if your mouth goes under it,
You are immediately killed. And the environments in this game are destructible. So even if right now on your turn you ended with your head above water, someone could destroy the floor like below you somehow and drown your ass.
Right. All weapons did damage to the environment,
Every
basically.
weapon.
A bazooka will blow up a big chunk of the map, while the Uzi will just do little dots out of the map, but it'll all take chunks out of it. So if all you're left with is a bazooka, you can blow yourself out of a hole. But if you have the blowtorch or the pneumatic drill, you can get out pretty easily from some situation you're dug into. But if not, just you can blow a hole through.
And someone can blow a hole in at you and use it as to their advantage. So it was this super balanced game. Like I felt like, dude, the balancing in that game was near perfect because it
Yeah,
was
I didn't really
just
think about it when playing it in middle school, but now that I think about like all the weapons that exist, like there's the girders to build yourself a bunker, but then there's the bunker buster missile.
that literally is designed to get rid of it. There's
Right.
the flame, the blowtorch, which will let you dig sideways into someone's bunker. There's the drill that will drill you downwards into someone's bunker, or make you go further down so that the bunker buster maybe can't hit you. You can build the girders over yourself so that someone can't use this heat-seeking missile because they have to shoot it up and then it tracks at you. And since they're going to shoot it upward, it'll hit the girder instead of you. You've got the teleports, the ninja ropes. The proximity mines are really good. Then you've got like the cluster grenade.
Yeah, you got fun shit like the banana bomb and the sheep.
The sheep.
Um,
Yep. The
just
holy
fun
hand
weapons, 'cause
grenade.
It's a comedy game right off the bat. Like it's
about
definitely it's about worms and they say stupid shit when they spawn. They say
Welcome to the
dumb
Dog
shit when
and
they're
Pony
moving.
Show.
Yeah, they all have like funny hats if they're on the same team.
Yeah, and you can build your own teams, and you can unlock hats and gravestones for your team so that you can personalize it. And then you can literally name every single worm on your team. So you can just have dicks, ass, pussy, butthole, cockman, and that's your whole team if you are so inclined. And of course you will be inclined because that's timeless humor. But it just was one of the perfect games to play with a buddy all night long. Because it was like you lose one, but then it's like, okay, well, I want to pick a new level. And it's like, okay. And we pick a new level, and then like, I want to do layers. I want to do the moon level this time. And we go do that, and then we play that for an hour.
It's like, no, I don't want to be the Teamsters. I want to be the Geezers now.
Yeah. I want to be my team. I want to make a custom team. And then we just sit there and we make a custom team and we play it. And
I gotta grab something real quick. 2 seconds.
yeah, I'll continue. So this weird game about fucking worms is honestly like one of those just turbo balanced games. Every weapon you could also damage yourself with any of your weapons that had explosions. So you couldn't hurt yourself with bats or melee weapons and guns because they just shoot directly from your body or they swing, right? There's no sort of area of effect. But if you had a Molotov, if you had acid, if you had a cluster bomb,
just not yourself, but teammates. If you have a bat, will still hurt.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. You can bat your own fucking. You know what? I think I've actually done that on accident.
You're talking about self damage, which anything that's like you swing it or you have to. It's not an explosive. It's
it will
fine.
not damage
You
you can literally, and I've done it so many times. You can kill your own team often, like easily.
Sometimes
you can kill your
beneficial.
own team.
Sometimes,
and yes,
like if your teammate or your other worm has 5 health and he's right next to someone with 100, but they're both next to a cliff, just bat them both off the cliff. The 5 health one's not really helping much.
Yeah.
So you get that kill, but for a sacrifice.
Or if it's the turn of the 5 health one, just either suicide bomb him off the cliff or hold a dynamite in your hand and just kill you both.
Right.
Like
because when they die, they suicide bomb themselves.
They make another hole in the ground, so you will get
they
more
have
damage.
They normally have like I don't know if you could change it the animation they do, but they'll do a dynamite and they'll blow themselves up when they lose all their health, and so that will do an extra I think it's 20 damage. So you can use that to your advantage and kill yourself, and do damage to an
and
opponent.
kill somebody else. I think probably the best ways to kill people were to knock them off the edges of the map.
It was definitely the most satisfying because they
Oh
just,
god.
it's not something that does a lot of damage off.
Like when you do the home run swing, like doesn't it like make a home run swing sound? It goes, and then like they
Yeah, I
fly
think
off the
people
map.
clap for you or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so good. God damn, that game was good. Yeah, there was like literally like 100 weapons in that game. All of them were fun to use. Some of them more fun than others. Like the Shoryuken was like okay. A lot of them were situational, right? So
Right. If
you
you can land
wouldn't be using the Shoryuken all the time. Like you certainly would not be able to win using only one thing. The best weapon overall in the entire game would be the rocket launcher because it's unlimited ammo. It explodes and it does like 40 damage. So it is the best weapon in the game.
Right.
And you will be using that 90% of the time, but you will pick up weapons throughout and you're like, oh, you know what? A cluster grenade is going to work better for this. And then you will throw a cluster grenade at them. Or you get the holy hand grenade and you're like, well, I'm going to use this.
Right. Sometimes, you say like the bazooka's the best, and I agree. But sometimes you just couldn't use it because they're in a hole.
Yeah.
But I think another one of the ones that had infinite charge was the just regular grenade.
Yeah, the grenade. You could use that unlimited too, and that one
so
was
you can just
beneficial
throw
because
a
if you wanted
regular
to
grenade
bounce
in a
it,
hole.
if
Right.
you wanted to bounce it off a wall, into someone's cliff or hole or something, the grenade was better for that.
Just put it right in the hole.
And just put it in the hole, easy peasy. Yeah, that game was amazing. That game was amazing. We played a lot of that. Marble Blast. So Marble Blast Ultra, we mentioned that. That is a game where you are a marble and you complete sort of puzzle levels.
They're geometric mazes.
Yeah. Okay. That's a great word for it. And you have a time limit. Well, you don't have a time limit. You have like it starts at a time and then it'll just count how long it took you. But what I was doing is I was trying to beat every single level under par. And I have done that except for Schadenfreude because it is the hardest level in any video game ever. And seriously, to this day, it's been like 8 years. I still can't beat it. Fuck, that level is hard. But that game is awesome just for fun. And the soundtrack, oh my God, there's one song in that game. And I'm gonna play it real quick for you.
Whoa, like under 10 seconds of it.
Why?
Copyright.
Oh, it'll be fine. I played 2 hours of the Mass Effect map theme on repeat. So, oh, this is the one. Oh my God. Oh shit!
You might be okay because like the rights might be lost for this because that's another downside. Is like all of these, some of these companies don't even exist.
No, dude. Garage Games, I think they actually still do exist, but dude, this. Oh my God, this will get me, dude. I could play this shit up. Oh, you know what's another fucking? We're done with that. Hexic. Hexic was a fucking great XBLA
Oh
game.
my God, I forgot about Hexic, but you could sit for hours
and play Hexic.
Holy shit, I forgot about Hexic.
And guess what? You would be dreaming in hexagons that night, like hard. So Hexic is essentially, how would you describe that?
Bejeweled, but hexagons.
Bejeweled with hexagons. Perfect.
It was so good. It was
very good.
So good.
And
I'm looking at pictures of it right now and just,
dude, Hexic is an amazing
I completely forgot this existed.
Yep. And Hexic 2.
You lock into it and you're just relaxed for hours.
Oh my God. It is the most sort of wipe your brain of your day game ever. I mean, it literally is just peace and comfort inside of you. It's amazing. I've never been able to beat it. The only ways to beat it is like get 3 black pearls all at once and then combine them and then you win. And I was never that good. So I was never able to do that. But I would just play it. Like there's different game modes like arcade or time trial or like bomb mode. Like bomb mode was like bombs would come in, and then if it detonated, you would lose. So you had to like match the color and get it deleted before the bomb would go away. Hella fun. Yeah, Hexec was amazing. I played a lot of that. From Dust was bad. I didn't like it. I thought it was going to be better.
Didn't play that one with you. I don't remember that one.
Geometry Wars was awesome.
Together, we played Small Arms.
Oh!
We played a lot of Small Arms.
Oh, shit. Well.
Minute.
You hated him. He was my main. Oh, he's so broken. He's so strong, good.
Like his special where you just like arc to the side. Oh my god! Like you just couldn't not get hit by his stupid machine guns.
My god!
Stupid little fucking stupid rat character.
Oh my god! Okay.
I forgot
about this game. Dude.
I got to talk about this so much.
We're talking about
like I remember the robot, the like poop. He's like bag of poop on fire or something.
Wait, you're going too quick. So what is this game? So tell us how the setup of this game is.
So this was a like Super Smash Brothers. This was like a platforming. Almost beat them up, but
party fighting game,
right? Party fighting game, but it were all characters with guns, and you'd pick up different guns from other characters that would drop on the map, and you could pick up ammo, and then it was just like an arena fighter that.
Oh my god, I'm on the wiki right now.
You would basically have to play with 20 stock because you would lose them so quickly in this game.
Oh my god. Okay, so
but there was a roster of what, 15, 20 characters?
12 characters.
Okay, I was overestimating there.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Here they are. So you've got Foxclaw. She has a katana. I don't remember her at all.
So you said your main. We talked about our mains. Let's just start with those two.
Wasn't yours Tyrone?
Is
the
that
dinosaur?
The pig? No, I played the pig most of the time.
You did? Ooh.
The sniper pig, which would shoot you in midair when you're doing a jump, and you'd fall down, and you couldn't recover. So if it was a map that was open, like the one with the trees,
and he had the landmines though too.
Oh right, yeah. They were not super discreet. They had a little red blinking light.
No, but you're still gonna hit them all the fucking time.
Right.
Okay, so each character.
What you could do is you could place them down a channel that they'll fall in, and when they jump over it, shoot them with a sniper rifle, and then they fall onto the mine. He was such a good character.
Okay, so every character had a weapon that was dedicated to them. That weapon had 2 different attacks. So basically, each character, when you get that weapon, it has 2 different styles of attack.
Left trigger, right trigger.
Yeah, left trigger, right trigger. So what Quinton was just talking about, the sniper rifle came with like a super accurate, super strong sniper rifle.
Laser guided.
And then mines.
Yeah, and the glowing fucking mines.
So basically, I mean, goddamn, he was so strong, so good. That character was great. So you would basically run around, he would snipe you, and then as you're chasing him to try and get closer, he would drop a mine, you'd run into that, you'd get up, he'd snipe you. Oh my god, it was so frustrating. It was so frustrating. So Foxclaw had the katana. The katana, you could swing with it. It didn't have any ammo. That was the perk of the katana, but it was close range.
Was it the girl?
It was the girl, yeah. And then one more character got it too, the tiger, I believe.
Right. Some of them shared, like 2 characters had a crossbow.
Yeah, 2 characters had a crossbow. The elephant had a crossbow, I'm pretty sure. So, but then you could also throw the katana, and it would swing in the air in an area. So you could, like, if someone's in a corner, you could throw the katana at them, and it would do 30 strikes at them. Like,
that was so good.
And then it would come back to you, and then you could chase them down as they're running. They're like, ah! They run away from the blade spinning, and then you chase them down and whack them some more.
Otherwise, she was kind of bad, so nobody.
Otherwise, she was kind of bad. You couldn't like block bullets or anything, so she was kind of bad. Lord Pete, which is one of the worst characters in the game, he had the crossbow. The crossbow is sort of like a mid-tier weapon. It was
like a sniper rifle, but you had to be like it had an arc, so you had to be way more better with it.
And it wasn't like instant transmission bullets. They flew through the air, so like. It'd be like thunk, 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 thunk. It could fire faster than the sniper. I think it did, but it did less damage. And then the secondary fire for it was he would put an apple on it, and then it would blow up. Like the apple would hit.
Explosive shot.
Explosive shot. Bad. It wasn't very good. I never played it. Marky Cat, which is the what would you call like the main character of it? Like the
He was a cat? I thought he was like a panda.
I also thought he was a panda, but
He
his
had
name is
the machine gun, right?
yeah. He had the minigun. That gun, low damage, but dude, if you hit somebody with that gun, their life is just gonna disappear. It is
and
insane.
it wouldn't stop them like the sniper rifle did, but it would stall them. Like it would
Slow them down.
you know, yeah, it would slow them
And
down.
dude, it fired so many bullets. Like if you kept
Have
hitting,
some
they would be dead
knockback.
in an instant. And then the secondary fire for that was a shotgun.
Okay,
So you
but we're talking about characters here. What did Professor Von Braun have? Like, what was his weapon?
so it is a it's that glove. Remember that glove? And it would shoot those tracking laser bullets. And then you would press left trigger and it would be a punch. It'd be a close range punch. That was what he was.
Yeah, he was poop, and
He was a bag of poop.
His Von Braun is a doctor of transcendental psychology and a devotee of the occult. Years back, he had a horrible accident.
Where the hell are you? I'm on the wiki.
I'm on the IGN page for Small Arms.
Yes.
It's the bio description, like
Oh
in
my
the
god,
game.
that's
And
awesome.
Years back, he had a horrible accident involving a children's doorstep prank and a teleportation spell.
Oh my god.
So he teleported himself into a bag of poop, I guess.
Like
now-
the Fly, basically.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Okay.
There was a chicken.
El Pollo Loco or whatever. Yeah, I have his name right here. Pector El Pollo. He was a chicken. His weapon was awesome. It was a flamethrower, and it did an insane amount of damage. And if you burned them enough, they would catch on fire, and then they would take damage over time and run around and not be able to do anything for like 4 seconds. They would just run back and forth going, ah, and be on fire.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures. There's a picture just of him, and he's got like a Molotov cocktail.
And then his secondary is the Molotov cocktail, which you can throw, and then it will put a pit of fire on the ground that if people run over, they can get burned, and they will get fucked up and light on fire. We talked about Mr. Truffles. That was the pig sniper with the mines. Tyrone is honestly...
Yeah, he's
one of the best
really
characters in the game.
Fucking good.
He was
blue
so
lizard.
good. So he's a blue
weapon
dinosaur.
He's Mr. Freeze as a lizard
God,
dinosaur character.
He is.
His weapon has like needle darts of ice as its main, and then its secondary is like a puff of freeze.
Its secondary is the strongest attack in the game.
It'll freeze a character solid, but like in such a big area in front of it. It's like way better than the sniper rifle can, stop characters.
And
you can just freeze them and then just continue shooting them,
or wail on them with your
is
fists.
gone.
Literally,
Right.
you just punch the shit out of them. They'll just die. If you freeze an enemy and they have 50% health left, they're dead. Essentially, they're dead. So, but it's very close range. You have to be right next to them. So I played Tyrone a lot, and I had to chase you down and freeze your ass, and then I would just wail on you. That's probably like, you basically had the counter pick to me, because his strongest ability is the freeze.
All right.
And
so I had to
you
pick,
would just snipe
that's
my
probably
ass.
That's probably why I had to pick the sniper originally and get so good with him, is because you love to melee so much in that game.
I love the freeze gun. That gun is so good. And
You
then
love to
Unit
just come
51.
up and just beat the shit out of me.
Oh my god, yes. And then there's Unit 51. He was basically Buzz Lightyear, and he had like an electric gun, and it would shoot like little electric rings out. It was lame. It was one of the worst.
Yeah, it was not good.
And then Zoe, she was also horrible, and her weapon was trash.
The goo balls.
The goo gun, yeah. Billy Ray Logg, on the other hand, the buzzsaw guy, amazing. His buzzsaw weapon, so it's basically a giant tree that's running around, and he would shoot buzzsaws at you, and they would bounce off walls. And so you just go, nyo, nyo, nyo. I have the sound in my head. Nyo, 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 nyo.
Yeah, you're giving me flashbacks. Like
And it would just bounce all over the fucking arena. and you would just be getting cut all over the fucking place.
Like you have fond memories of it, but I never picked that character because I couldn't play him. But I have very negative memories of that. Like,
Fuck. So that was awesome. He was awesome. God damn, he was fun. And then his secondary was, I think it just put a buzzsaw out in front of you as sort of like a melee buzzsaw. ISO 7982 is one of the best characters in the game. He's the robot with the tracking missile and the very strong pistol. So the pistol was stupid strong. And then he, on top of that, had a missile launcher that would track you slightly. So if you were in the same path as him and you didn't go above or below, it was going to hit you. It was a very strong weapon. I liked playing as him as well. That was a lot of fun. And then Mousy McNuts, my actual main. So he has dual akimbo. He has a Kimbo submachine gun. You always made fun of him, okay? That's because you were salty as shit.
I was salty as shit. He was like a 20s gangster aesthetic as a mouse, and he had these two like silenced machine pistols.
Oh my god!
And he was just like that. His two attacks were he will fire both of them in a straight line. Or his secondary was like fire them both at once, but side to side.
Dude, and that side to side one was so broken.
He was so good because like his attack of fire, his rate of fire was so fast you could not get rid of him.
It was so fast. If I chased you down, you'd be dead, basically. Oh my god, he was, dude. And then if someone was behind you, or if you just like, because the secondary fire did more damage, so you just slide up to him, do the fucking double-sided strike. Oh my god, you'd kill everything.
It'd run you out of ammo in like 3 clicks of the trigger. But ammo was fun enough to where you'd be okay.
Oh my god, so good. Oh god, I played him so much. This is bringing back, like, I am feeling very warm inside right now. This is a wonderful feeling, and I'm very happy about it.
I'm nostalgic about all these games I used to play when.
And then Professor Von Braun, which we talked about.
Much simpler time.
They were much simpler time. No worries in the world of middle school, Nick. Professor Von Braun, I don't think I described his powers well enough, so I'm going to try and go into it again. His main attack.
While you do that, I'm gonna take off and I'm gonna pee and be right back.
All right, cool. So what he had, his primary attack was this sort of, he would shoot these little pink beams, like little fairies coming out of his hand, right? And it was just like, and they had a slight tracking. So if someone was in the same lane as you, you would definitely track them. But you couldn't follow them up or down a level on the map. So it wasn't really, it was pretty good. I think the damage was sort of like mid-tier. It wasn't super great, but he had this, his secondary was this close range, just sort of, he would conjure up a big fist, and the big fist would punch somebody like basically right in front of you. But that move,
nobody picked him.
Nobody picked him. Nobody picked that guy. He was guaranteed a knockdown if you hit it. If you hit somebody with that punch, I'm pretty sure, you were guaranteed a knockdown.
It was so. You're still talking about Poop, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about Professor.
Okay, so his weapon was so melee heavy that all the other characters countered him.
Well,
and like I'm remembering,
he had his main one, which was the lasers that shot out, but they were kind of weak.
It was like ghostly purple.
That's exactly what I said. I said like little fairies coming out of your hand.
Yeah,
like,
ghostly purple skirmies.
Yeah, they weren't that good.
I'm remembering why no one picked the girl, and it's because a tiger had the same weapon.
And yeah, of course. I remember the day that we bought them. We looked at them, and I was like, I want this tiger and this elephant, and you were like, just get them. And I was like, okay.
They were DLC, huh?
Yeah.
Those were both the animals were DLC, but they had the same weapon.
They shared a weapon, yeah.
The characters, yeah.
But yeah, Professor Von Braun,
he was
literally you would chase people around and melee people with your left left
you would just punch them to shit. But like the DLC characters that came out were so much better. Like the tiger was so much better than the girl.
And the elephant was cooler than Lord Pete.
Yeah, the elephant was so much cooler than fucking like
Oh my god!
he made
I
such
forgot about
stupid
that
noises.
noise.
He made such dumb
He went like this. Hurrah!
he made such
Hurrah!
dumb
When you picked him.
fucking noises.
Oh, oh my god! I just got a rush of memory, like, just like that, dude. Oh my fucking god, dude! It's so weird the shit that you remember, like the stuff that just stays. Like
Because if it's a noise, like you never forget it.
no,
Ever.
you don't. Oh my god, he was horrible. Lord Pete was the worst. I never picked him ever, ever. Horrible, horrible character. But also, when you bought the 2 DLC characters, the tiger and the elephant, you got 2 new maps too, which was really cool. They had the ice level and then like it was like a boat level. Those were good.
What was your
levels.
favorite? I really liked the
Oh my god,
the desert marketplace.
Oh, that was a hell of a good map. I like the
Yeah.
tree map, the one with like the tree in the middle.
Yeah, that had like a lot of open space.
And I liked the one that had the 2 things on each side. It was sort of like the factory level.
Oh, fuck that level.
I liked
it had
both.
like
I liked
it was like
both.
almost in space or something.
I liked both the factory levels. Yeah. Yep.
That was way too big for one.
It was huge. That was definitely a 4-player map for sure. Oh, the rock waterfall level was good. Nope, that's the one level I'm talking about. I like the bridge level. That's the one I was thinking of. But the tree level with the waterfalls is good too. Right. Both of those are good. Those are probably the 2 best maps in my opinion. Big open maps. Oh, and the bazaar, the desert bazaar. That was a really fucking good map too.
And that was like I
We
kind
played
of have
a
a
lot
memory
of
that that's the first one I played. You know, I remember.
Oh my
it
god, the
coming over and,
train! Do you remember the train? There was a train
so.
level. Yep.
I'm looking at maps. Yeah.
I'm on Google Images right now. Yep, there was the rocket. Yep. A lot of these levels are just showing like that main level though, the one with like the bridge. It's a good level, but
yeah, the Shrek outhouse.
Yeah, the Shrek outhouse level. Yep. There was TS3000. That's not the exact name for it, but I literally say it in another podcast with Mike, where it's just like a robot and you run, jump, and slide. That game is fucking amazing.
It was like the original. What's that mobile game that came out where?
Yeah,
you were
Temple
like,
Run.
Temple Run. Yeah, it was the original.
The very
Temple
first
Run,
Temple Run ever.
But you're a robot and you're jumping over obstacles in like this.
And it's 3D and it's super fast.
3D computer world, right?
Limbo. I bought it, but I didn't like it.
I played that on PC, not on arcade. Now,
Mark of the Ninja. I did not play Mark of the Ninja on Xbox Live Arcade, but I did play Mark of the Ninja later in life on Steam, and that is one of the best ninja games ever made. It is probably the best stealth side-scrolling game ever made. That game is fucking great, so you should definitely play that. I think that's a good game. The Maw was okay.
Are you looking at like a list?
I'm literally looking at the list of all the major releases on the Xbox Live Arcade right now.
Because like I would have to fucking
fucking
hook up an old Xbox.
We're talking about N Plus right now.
N Plus was good. I played that on. I had a
PC, didn't you?
I had a hacked DS, and I downloaded the DS version of N Plus.
So N Plus is a ninja platforming game where it's like a huge level, and you're like this tiny little ninja, and
it's all pixelated. It's like black and white almost.
Yeah, and it's all about speed. It's not a stealth game. It's basically like speed and precision. So like Super Meat Boy. It's like that, where one wrong move, there's like 500 missiles and lasers and enemies shooting at you, and if you make one wrong move, you're dead, and you have to restart the level. So fun. And they let you make your own levels, which was fun. That game ruled. I loved that game. I played that game a lot.
What about some shit games?
You want to talk? Okay, so.
Oh, you want to talk about?
Do I want to talk about?
You want to talk about some cat toy?
I will mention one of the weird things, one of the cool fucking things. Here's a shit game. You want to hear about a shit game? Let's talk about Yaris. Let's talk about
Okay,
the
yeah,
Xbox Live Arcade
everyone,
game Yaris.
Yaris was shoved into everybody's throat by the fat dick of Microsoft when the 360 came out. Like
Exactly.
I had the Yaris arcade game.
Now,
Everybody came with it. Like it was
what
just
the
like
hell does that mean? Well, the Yaris is a goddamn car, and they made a really shitty arcade game to try and sell us this car. And it was free. The Yaris game was free, so of course I downloaded it. And it was bad. It's like one of the worst games I've ever played.
It was Mario Kart, but with real cars, with real Yarises.
With a Yaris, with different colored Yarises, and they had this big snake arm coming out of the top that would shoot like little balls of energy.
But that wasn't just a power up. That just happened all the time.
All the time.
I thought that was just a fucking power up. I'm remembering it wrong.
Pretty sure. I feel like that was always.
I feel like that must have been all the time. If that was because I don't remember it without it, honestly.
So that game was horrible. So there were some bad ones. I remember playing this weird first-person shooter game that was like it took place in like some fields and like I'm honestly trying to remember it really hard right now.
It's the one where you're shooting turkeys.
You're shooting people, okay. I think.
Because there was one where you were on a farm and like you were shooting turkeys as like they were like zombie turkeys or something.
Oh my god, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, that was a pretty popular one.
It was like, pretty popular. Oh my god!
I played a lot of really garbage ones because when I moved in with one of my first real roommates, like I had moved out, he had an Xbox 360 that had a lot of older arcade games that he had just bought for fun that looked like shit. They were just like $1 and he bought it.
Yes.
And that was on there. And then one where you were in like a castle and there were like different floors of the castle. But all you could do is like manipulate paintings and shit and move them. And then these like just JPEGs would come out to try to scare you.
What the fuck?
And like it was like supposed to be a spooky game. But like
all
of the spookiness was just a JPEG pixelated picture coming at you.
Yes.
And it wasn't 3D modeled. You know, you could like if you walk to the side, it would be like Doom, and you would just see a line.
That's amazing.
But there were a lot of like, 50 cent, $1.
Oh yeah.
Real garbage games that
just
people
real
release.
Pieces of shit. Like things that you would only buy as a joke because they were so obviously meant as a joke.
And or they try to release some kind of like titty game, like it's a card game, but like it's obviously like anime.
But there's like anime girls, and there's like
you
can see them in their bras. One of the games we bought, it was 99 cents, and there was a 99-cent DLC for it, and we previewed it at the beginning of the podcast. That game was 99 cents. We saw it. I don't exactly remember why we bought it. I think it was just like I had points on my. And this was back before you put a fucking credit card on and just spent real money, dude. This is when you went to GameStop, you bought a $60 card or a $30 card that had a certain amount of points on it, and then things cost points: 100 points, 300 points, 600 points, gamer points. Is that what they were called?
You could buy like cosmetics for your avatar and stuff too.
Yeah, with your gamer points. Okay, this was back then. I think this was like 300 or 100 gamer points. 99 cents. This gem of a game was called No Luca No.
No
Quinton,
Luca.
Would you like to give us the gameplay loop of No Luca No, and then I'll talk about the DLC?
The hard-hitting lore and story of the game is a little tough to get into.
What?
But you're probably a single adult. You're definitely an adult.
And I want you to describe what you see on screen, because that thing that you see on screen is way oversized. Please talk about that.
It's obviously morning. It's nice. It's you just woke up and you're having your giant bowl of cereal.
I swear to God,
you're having your gigantic motherfucking truck tire of cereal.
I want everyone to understand the scale of this fucking bowl of cereal. It is ungodly huge. It is from the floor to my goddamn waist huge.
Right.
It is ginormous.
You drank as much as I drank on this podcast, and you're waking up in the morning, and you just need your
bowl of pops.
Your bathtub full
Yeah.
of pops.
You need 6 boxes of pops, 3 gallons of milk in one go. That's how fucking ginormous this bowl of cereal is. And it is just a goddamn picture of a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, so you're motionless when you eat the cereal, obviously. You're completely motionless with your head still and your eyes unmoved, staring in the same spot, because it's just a JPEG picture just pasted. And then you're trying to enjoy it, but you just can't.
And now why can't you, Quinton?
You're just fucking asshole, dickhead of a cat who can teleport from side to side of you is really trying to get your fucking cereal. He really wants it. His name is Luca, and he's a bastard. And
he's a bastard!
His mirrored JPEG is going to try to get your cereal from both sides. And
at the same time.
At the same time, and your triggers are your only buttons. They are to say no, Luca, no, and push Luca out of the way.
Hand. So
right. That's the entire game is defending your fucking.
No, but how does this cat attack it? Now, describe what it looks like when the cat is going for your food. Describe this.
So if someone printed out a picture of your black cat and then cut it out like papercraft and put it on a popsicle stick, and it was coming from behind you and just putting it in your vision every once in a while. That's what the game was. But he had 2 mirrored pictures coming from either side of your face. And you had to defend yourself.
That is the goddamn perfect description of what No Luca No looked like. And then there was these some bullshit hands. Like there was like the weird looking.
Yeah, and you slap them out of the way. You'd say, no, Luca.
Slap. You just slap.
Luca, no.
No, Luca. Luca, no. Luca, no. No, Luca. Luca, no.
No, he sounded way more fucking deadpan than that. It's like, Luca, no.
Luca. Luca,
no. Luca.
No, Luca. Luca, no. No,
there
Luca.
it is. There
Luca,
it is.
No. No, Luca. Now, you'd slap the shit out of this fucker. And the game was hard, okay? I don't think that you could win it. It was a hard game, but it's basically the giantest bowl of cereal you've ever seen in your life. I don't think anyone's actually ever seen a bowl of cereal this large. It's probably impossible to make.
That's for sure. That's like a heart attack cafe kind of thing.
2 really shitty hands, and then 1 picture of a cat mirrored, just teleporting inside either side of the screen. Amazing. It was 99 cents.
Couple stock sound effects of a meow.
Yeah. Meow. No, Luca. Luca, no. So good. And then, so I'm going to say we owned this game, even though it was on my Xbox. We owned this game for like a year.
So I came over and you had the base game, and we played it so much, we had to pay the extra to get the 99 cent.
You're like, dude, you got to do it. Just let's see what this fucking DLC is. And the DLC was called Cat Toy. And I was like, okay.
I don't think there was a description or too much of a description.
It was just words, just some gibberish. Who knows? And you were just like, you got to buy it. Like, we have to see what it is. We have to own the complete version.
Right. 100% of the price of the base game was this DLC.
Okay. Back when Oblivion came out, there was a long-running joke that the fact that there was a DLC for Oblivion called Horse Armor. It was $5. And all it did was it gave your horse armor. It was sort of like the beginning of the end for fucking DLC practices, right?
2 different sets of armor, a light armor and a heavy armor.
I will fucking cut you. So this DLC was even less content than that and 100% the price of the original game. Okay? So break that down. That's like buying, what's a brand new game? Mortal Kombat 11. Let's just say that. You buy Mortal Kombat 11, and then you can buy a kick in the dick for $60 extra. So
it really felt like that so much.
So that is what Cat Toy DLC is. It's a $60 kick in the dick, basically. So it was $1. We bought it. And I was very excited to see what it was. Well, I wasn't disappointed. And a dollar was not wasted. It was this little ball on the screen. And you could control it with the left stick. And with the right stick, you could
Ball
jingle
is
it.
getting it a lot of credit.
Is dot.
That's adding a total another dimension to it.
I'm sorry. I want to make sure that I keep it in the dimensions that it was. It was a fucking dot. And it was just a white screen or some sort of colored screen, and there was just this dot. And with the left stick, you could control the dot, and with the right stick, you could jingle it, and it would go
like the sound of a cat toy.
And that's it. Now I know you're saying, well, what do you mean? Is that it? Well, that's all it was. It was a fucking dot that you could jingle.
That's it. Well, it's because like there was no cereal bowl anymore. There was no ham. Your triggers now. Well, your triggers now brought in the 2D JPEG of Luca on either side, and you could hold either trigger to bring in both Lucas. Yeah, you could bring in both Lucas, and they'd intercept. And it was so
you're bringing me back, dude.
Bad. Like it wasn't. You didn't just jingle the cat toy. It was. You were right. How everything up to that, like it was just one color. It was like beige, and then you had this blue little fucking dot on the screen, and you would jiggle it around and would make little cat toy noises, and you can bring in Luca from either side of the screen, and I don't even think he meowed like he did in the base game.
No, he didn't. I'm looking at the layout. I'm literally. I looked up a picture of No Luca No. I'm looking at it right now, and the HUD, you lose, and like this just this big A button. So I don't know if we mentioned it, but if the cat makes it to the cereal bowl, you lose, and you have to restart.
If you couldn't figure that one out, if you don't stop the cat, you lose.
But dude. Wowzers. This was a game. Like this is a fucking video game. It's 100% pure gameplay. It knows what it wants to be, and it executed it perfectly. This is probably the best game ever made. Like, let's be real. I'm looking at pictures of it. There's a picture of Cat Toy. God damn it, I just missed it. Blue. The dot was blue. Mm-hmm. It was a white screen, but behind the screen, you can see the silhouette of the cereal bowl and the spoon.
Oh, it must have been real faint because I don't remember that.
I don't remember it either, but I'm looking at Cat Toy right now, and there's just like the same cat on screen at the same time, a little blue dot. Perfect. The best game ever made. Yeah, so we spent $2 on that, but if you think about it, a DLC that added nothing to my experience of the game was the exact price of the actual game itself. So,
man. But now you're in so much more control of Luca.
You can control Luca yourself. Other than that, other than like the 3 games we really talked about, Worms, Small Arms, and No Luca No, you know, those were the games. There were some other ones. I mean, there was
we already did talk about PopCap. We together played a lot of Peggle and a lot of Peggle Nights.
Okay, so let me talk about Peggle Nights. Just in case no one knows what Peggle is.
So much competitive Peggle.
There was a lot of competitive Peggle. So Peggle is honestly like a really, really good game. And it's been around forever, and it will probably be around for forever. It's basically Brick Breaker, but the opposite way. Instead of going upward, you shoot downward, and you can pick a character that has like abilities that you can use. And in Versus, you each pick a character, and then you each have a level that you are trying to defeat before your opponent. And like one of them is like, it'll show you exactly where the ball is going to bounce next. So it'll bounce, and then you can aim basically like 2 shots. So you can like, you know, get a really good double hit. or the flippers on each side of the screen, like these little things
Face
will come out.
flippers. Face
Flipper.
flippers.
And then if the ball is falling towards them, you can go and bounce the ball back up like pinball. There was the rabbit
The
who
double
had
ball.
the double ball. Yep, the gopher had the double ball, which. And then if you hit another of the power-up squares, you could have 3 balls on screen at once, and that was chaos. And then if you caught all 3, oh my God, the amount of score you would get. Incredible. So then there was the rabbit who had the magical hat, and his ability was, well, actually, he had the wheel of sort of what is it going to do, but the magical hat was the best one.
Right, you
Because it
can
would give
land on
you,
other people's powers or
Mhm.
his special power, which is the magic hat.
And the hat gives
Which,
you an area of effect.
right, anything the hat touches, but the ball doesn't touch. So that's what the point of the game was. You're touching these little pegs, orange and blue pegs,
And green
with
for abilities.
with a ball, like a pinball, and you're shooting it out of a cannon up at the top, and then it was dropping down. And then at the bottom, there was a moving back and forth basket for a free ball. And then if you had like the power up that gives you an extra ball, you had like a better chance for it to land in the free ball and give you a ball back.
And you would get an extra bonus score specifically for that character if you managed to get both balls in there, and it would give you 2 free balls. So, I mean, it was amazing. And it was just chaos to watch like a ton of balls just flying all over the place, smashing every peg. It was incredible. There was the dragon who could just shoot through a bunch of stuff, just clean out a row. That was his ability. The owl had the tuning your shot move, which would give you, it would basically change your shot
The
and
Zen
make it
shot.
the Zen shot. Yeah, it would make it a little bit better, so that you get a better score. And I actually have a memory of this where I was playing as that character because I like to play as him because he literally was free wins. And I lined up a shot and I had his ability and it didn't move at all. So I literally picked the perfect shot and it was a very good shot. But I will always remember that for some reason because of just how satisfying it was, the fact that I had lined up the perfect shot for that shot. I'll never forget that.
I don't remember who my main was. I think probably like, one I never played was like the sunflower. That like her power up was 20% of the remaining orange squares would be lit up if you hit the green.
Oh
It's like
yeah.
okay, yeah, it's all right, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's an okay power. The
One made it like
download character was like a lightning bolt type thing. Where it
the
was like,
squid bitch.
like,
There was
zap a
the
few.
Egyptian hamster that made the bowl. He made it into a pyramid, so he had like a better chance of bouncing it back into the basket.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to remember who. There was a huge roster in Peggle, but I don't
Yeah, I think
remember.
there was like 10. I think there was like a 10
They were all like animals that did something.
Peggle roster.
And then when you unlocked a character, they each had like 10 levels to go with it, and that was the story, basically.
Oh, Peggle is free to download last year. Oh, shit. Well, my computer's being slow because I got like, what the fuck? Bjorn. Those aren't real characters. What? That's stupid. Just somebody should just shoot themselves for making this. Well, that's it. I mean, Peggle, Worms, Marble Blast. We played some Dishwasher. Like we would download a game and we would play that. Like we would like just pick a game one night, we'd buy it, and we would play that all night long. Dishwasher was one of those. It was sort of like a side scroller beat 'em up that was like just full of blood and gore. It was awesome. The game was awesome. Path of Go, Perfect Dark.
There were a ton of like.
Oh, dude, did you hear that Phantasy Star is coming over here to America?
I mean, didn't it already?
No, but like the actual one, like the one that's going on right now, Phantasy Star Online 2.
I'll look that up. I don't know.
The MMO. It's an actual fucking MMO. And it's coming over to the West.
Because I mean, my game was Phantasy Star episode 1 and 2 plus for the game.
Yeah, I know. You used to play that shit when we lived together. All the fucking time.
That's the only one I played though. Like I'm not familiar with the whole series.
Me neither. But I was just like, I
I know
just
that was
learned
on the
this.
360 though, because the demo was on Xbox Live Arcade. There was a
Yeah,
Fantasy
I just
Star
saw that because I just
for
saw the
360.
that's why reason I brought it up because I saw Fantasy Star um, on
I don't
here.
remember which one that one was called, but it was a
Oh,
Fantasy Star
let me
for
pull it up
360.
here. I got it right here. Fantasy Star 2. And this is Fantasy Star Online 2. And it is coming over to the West now. It was announced the game would be coming to North America in the spring of 2020 on Xbox One and Windows PC. However, the game has been explicitly not confirmed for releases in Europe, Middle East, and Africa.
Oh no.
Oh, no! But it looks like shit. But hey, I'll play it if it's free. I mean, I'm into it. I mean, you used to play a lot of Fantasy Star. Like,
Yeah, but
you
not an
used to try and
MMO.
like convince me to play Fantasy Star.
Me, Derek, and Mike did for a while.
I know you guys did. Then there was, yeah. Then there was just some like weird ones, like some one-off games that would come out that we would play. You know, just some good ones. Like Shank was weird. Shadow Complex was pretty good. That one actually just got an update. Small Arms, fuck, that game was amazing. All the Sonics, Soul Calibur 1.
You know, all the downsides is like, if you want to play these again, either break out the old 360 or buy them on another newer platform.
Yeah,
Because
a lot of them got updates, but like Small Arms is literally forever
yeah, I don't
locked to
think
the
you can
Xbox
play that on
360.
like a newer Xbox, even if you have your account,
Nope, you can't.
because you can't recover it and play it.
It is
It's
only an
not ported
Xbox
to the newer
360 game,
system. Yeah.
which sucks because that game rules. I would literally play. I'm gonna Google Small Arms 2. Let's just look. Let's just see. Game sequel. That'd be amazing. Can somebody please just make a fuck? Can somebody just please make a sequel to Small Arms, please? Whoever made this, make a sequel. I loved the Xbox Live Arcade. It was some of the happiest video game playing times of my life. I will always cherish the Xbox Live Arcade, and I really wish that. I mean, Xbox has Game Pass now, which is like kind of like an arcade, but it's all like, good games. It's not like
Yeah, it's
shit.
not right. You don't get the little guys don't get a platform to talk.
I mean, there are
And
definitely indie games, but they're like really good quality. Like none of them are really bad. I guess the place to go for that now is Steam. Steam is the place to go for the Xbox Live Arcade experience because you can get so much hot garbage. Space Trader Merchant Marine, Bad Rats.
hey,
Those are
hey, two of like Game of the Year eligible
fuck
games.
off.
I played a lot of hours in Space Trader Merchant Marine.
I know you
and
did.
I'm a huge fan. It's got everything. It's got every trading aspect you could ever think of, and then it's got gunplay too. It's got like an FPS. You can shoot down bosses of rival trade gangs.
Trade gangs.
Just
You heard
so
it here
immersive.
first, folks.
Fucking like 50-cent piece of shit fucking game. I'm always memeing when I say I love that game. I'll admit it here on the podcast that I fucking hate Merchant Marine.
Yes.
But like, I can never admit that to anybody. But like, fuck that game. It's a bad game.
It is a bad game, and
I did
that's
play a
what.
shitload of hours, but I really had nothing better.
Yeah, that's when we were just like bullshitting around, fucking around. I nowadays Steam is the place to go for it, but there was just something. There will always be something
day,
sweet in my heart where I will look back on how amazing it was. I mean, like what? It was like I had $10, right, that my mom gave me, and it was just like, well, Quinton, it's fucking Friday night, bro. What are we gonna spend this $10 on?
Right,
Like,
or you just gotten gold for the next year, and like the gold came with some points or something.
Yeah,
that you could spend them.
and it's like, I got 600 points left from the last time we spent money on something. Like, what are we gonna buy this weekend so that we can play it tonight? And we would scroll around for a half hour. Oh, Dishwasher, the Dead Samurai. That sounds weird. Let's buy that. Then we bought it and we played it for fucking 6 hours. And I had weird dreams that night.
The best fucking like side scroll and beat 'em ups we've ever played.
Yeah, and I had fucking weird ass dreams that night, and it was awesome. And That's what I miss.
Might have been because we were up until 2 a.m. like
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah,
Like every
dude.
time we played. Dude.
Jacked on fucking caffeine. Yeah. There's nothing like that anymore in terms of that feeling that I get.
No, I agree because they don't make games for couch co-op anymore. They don't make games for
if
playing
they
like
do,
we used to.
It's like an artsy, boring game. It's not like a dumb, fun game to play as a 13-year-old boy while you eat fucking Tostino's pizza rolls and fucking Hot Pockets and drink balls all night.
So many Hot Pockets.
Like
you're like, no, you got to do 253 in the microwave. That's my microwave Hot Pocket setting. All right.
Perfect. Come out perfect every time. I did the math on that shit, dude. I was an expert at my microwave. When it came to my microwave and cooking, probably my number one food at the time, Hot Pockets and other sort of frozen pizza-based food things.
The ones in the tray, the French bread.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
I'm remembering my entire diet, like staying over at your house, was just like
soda,
pizza
frozen pizza-based things. Yeah. $2.35 for Hot Pockets, and then like either like I think it was $3.12 for the French breads. Like, what a specific number, right?
Yeah, but it was like perfect crispiness every time.
Perfect crispiness, perfect heat. Not enough, like not too much mouth burn, so that you could eat it like almost right away. Oh my god, I had the math down pat because literally I would go through like 100 Hot Pockets a month. And you know what? Skinny as fuck when I graduated high school. I only started gaining weight when I graduated high school.
And the metabolism caught up with you.
Yeah. It was like, dude, you fed me nothing but Hot Pockets for 3 years. I'm about to fuck you. Yeah, it was awesome. I fucking miss those times. I miss sleepovers. I miss goofing off. And, like, we would watch, like, a stupid movie. You remember when we stayed up until midnight that one night and we watched fucking The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and there was, like, a dude sniffing a cigar at midnight?
Yeah.
And we watched it on, like, my shitty laptop. Like, just sitting on fucking lounge chairs. Like, just old school fun. Just that fun that you don't get anymore because everyone has lives
way simpler,
now.
right? Like, even on a weekend, you're like, shit, I have to do stuff now.
Or now I'm a state away.
It meant so much to have, like, a weekend as a kid, and, like, it was truly free then.
It was truly free. It was, I'm going to go outside and play, or I'm going to stay inside and play, which was what I did mostly. Trash ball. You remember fucking trash ball? That was just good middle school memories.
Go over to other Nick's, his cul-de-sac, and just hit a fucking tennis ball with an empty trash can. Yeah, I remember trash ball.
That game was fucking amazing. I thought about that game a week ago, just thinking how that could actually be like a really good game.
It's called baseball.
It's called baseball, but you can run to the bases in any order, okay?
Because we had 3 people.
Yeah. You added more people, it could be even better. But just that feeling that you used to get when you were young, that feeling that you're nostalgic over. That is what Xbox Live Arcade was. It was this platform for you to be a kid on. You had a little extra money, and you didn't give a shit about money because you didn't fucking understand it. You were just like, we're spending $2 on New Luca no right now. I don't give a fuck how bad this game is. And we would buy it, and we'd play it for 15 minutes, and we were like, that was a huge waste of money. And then we would buy something else.
And we're just like, we don't know, we can't get back. Money's gone.
It's gone.
Okay. We don't care. It's we paid it. It's gone. Money's gone.
Money's gone, and I will forever own that game. I mean, God, the Xbox Live Arcade. I want something like that for the people that are that age now. And I don't think there is. I mean,
there's not.
One of the things they have,
if you don't have a computer that's connected to the internet to play Fortnite or a similar game that comes out,
right?
Like
I would say what kids have now is Fortnite. I mean, lucky for them, and I hate Fortnite and I give it a ton of flack, but you know what? Dude, it's amazing that a bunch of kids, all ages, all backgrounds, like all from that sort of group of middle school kids can play Fortnite and goof off and do the dances and be weird and goofy with each other. It's cool that they get to
Right.
have that.
I love that like everyone's playing games now and everything, but like what I don't what I don't know is what they're playing when they go over to someone's house. When they go over to their friend's house, could they just watch them play Fortnite? It's split screen.
Probably they take turns on Fortnite.
It's just that's
That
there's
doesn't
something
seem. I mean, even
special,
though even
right?
though
There's
we took turns on
something
Marble
special
Blast,
about
it's
something
essentially
special
the same
about
thing.
blowing your friend off a cliff in Halo or Marble Blast or fucking or that wasn't multiplayer. I mean, Small Arms. Like
Yeah.
there's just something
Well, I
about
guess
that
they play
that
like
you just don't
Smash.
get.
Smash. That was all. That's
Yeah,
always
I
been
guess.
timeless.
Right.
You know,
Nintendo
the
will always have
Nintendo
like
is will always and
couch
forever
co-op.
be that console for people. But I didn't have a Nintendo at that age. I
There was
had
a
to.
time where
I
the
played weird stuff.
Xbox had it all.
God, those were fucking good times. I'm loving this nostalgia trip. I'm hoping. The hope for me and you talking about just this nostalgia trip at the end of this episode right now is that I'm hoping it will bring up nostalgia for other people.
Yeah, it was definitely
It was a
because now I'm
beautiful
like I'm
time.
like bitter about video games.
Yeah, me too.
They came out at $60. I'm like, I'm not fucking getting that. I'm just gonna I'm gonna illegally download it if I
I'm
have
gonna
to.
wait a year and a half. It'll be
Yeah,
$40 in a little
I
while.
don't have. I'm not gonna be able to play it with people. They're never gonna be online when I'm online. It's like that didn't happen back then. It was just like new video game. Fuck yes, all my friends will love a new video game.
Dude, it was too. It was like back then. It was also, and this happens now, but we had more free time and more want to do, where it was like, hey, let's all buy this game. And then everybody would buy the game, and then everybody would play it. And that still happens with us, this group of friends, still to this day. I don't know when the last time it happened was, but I know Payday was one of them. You bought that one.
Bought a lot of Payday.
We
Fuck Payday.
we played a lot of Payday.
Fuck you, Overkill.
But back then it was like, let's all buy this game, and we have fucking nothing going on in our lives. We can play this game every goddamn day after school, every day, all day. I just loved those times. Like now, I have animals, I have a wife, I have a job that I can't just call out of. Right? They don't kick you out of school for like fake calling in. I mean, you get in trouble, but you don't really get in trouble. Like, let's be real. If I fucking don't show up to work, I don't have a house anymore. I've got responsibilities. I have bills. And
Right. It's not like because if you don't show up to school, that knowledge doesn't it doesn't cost anything. If you don't show up to work, that's like $100-$200 that you just dropped
yeah,
for
you
just
got rid of
fucking not
like,
showing
sorry,
up
but
to work.
you don't get to have food next week, or one of your bills is going to be late. And not then. Not then. Then was a time of I don't even know what my mind was thinking back then. Like, I don't even know what my thought processes were, right? Like, I know what it was. It was cool. School's out. I'm going to go home and play video games. And it was the best feeling in the world.
Yeah,
I
so
still
that's
have a little bit of that.
All you wanted to do was get home and play games.
And I still have that inside me of where I want to go home and I want to like play video games and shit. But there are other things surrounding that time now where
And it's just
I'll
like
get
it's
an
so
hour of it and then I have
Right.
more important things to do.
it's so hard. Like you're not getting home at 3 o'clock playing
Yeah.
some games
You're
until
not getting
you eat
home
dinner.
at 3 o'clock and then going to bed at 11. And that entire time in between, all I had to do was eat dinner. So,
Yeah,
and
now
dinner
you
takes
have, like,
20 minutes.
There's so much stuff to do. It's like shit. I needed to go to the store today. I needed to do laundry today. It's like
Yeah,
you
dude, when we're
you
done
just
recording
don't
this,
have
I have
time
like
to
2
sit.
hours of chores to do.
Yeah, I didn't clean up, and I'm supposed to do a bunch of shit tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I drank far too much during this podcast to
Yes.
do as much as I need to do tonight. And it's also like it's too late to vacuum, so I'm not gonna vacuum. These are the shit I wasn't thinking about when I was playing fucking Peggle with you. Like
Yep.
it just didn't happen. I knew I had to like wake up, and my dad was gonna call me at like 10 a.m. to come home. Like that's all I knew.
Until then, you were a free man. Well, God, I fucking miss that. All right, so what are we now? We're 23 years old now. Are you still? Are you 23?
Yeah, I just turned.
All right. 1 out of 23. How would you rate the Xbox Live experience? The Xbox Live Arcade experience. 1 out of 23. 0 out of 23.
Like, there's a lot of trash. The platform allowed a lot of just creatives to put their fucking game that they made in
Their
2 minutes
game
up.
in quotation
Yeah,
marks.
like they throw some titties on to make money, or it's just like they throw some like, oh, you burn everyone, blow up every chicken. It's like so they try to be as like edgy as possible or something. It's just there's a lot of trash. But my personal experience, I'd probably rate it a 20 out of 20 because
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever gonna have as good of as a time as I had.
And I was going to say a 19 out of 23. Just because, of course, there were some duds. Of course, there were some times where things weren't what you expected because there wasn't any trailers or anything like that. It was just a description of the game, a picture of the game, buy my game.
Right, and it's just
And
the
you had to go off
cost
that.
made that just not so bad.
And I give it that score because everything else, I mean, like 92% of the Xbox Live Arcade experience was a fucking blast. Every bit of it. Even the bad games can be good if you come at them with the right mindset. If you're not saying no Luca no is supposed to be my favorite game, I cannot believe I spent money on this.
Right, it's just because like you didn't have to spend money on it. You spent $1 on it. That's not really money.
No. Literally $1 is nothing to me now. I will
It-
basically throw dollars on the fucking street.
right, that's something I could have scrounged up searching the couch as a 13-year-old.
I can scrounge that
Uh,
up. I can scrounge up 2 times that. I can scrounge up $2 digging through the couch right now.
yeah, just picking up change in the street or something. Like
Yeah.
that was nothing, and that's just why it was so worth it. Just the laugh you got from it being a bad game
Dude,
is
we
worth
laughed our
paying
asses
for.
off at No Luca No. Laughed
Right,
our
like whatever it
fucking
is, 50
asses
cents,
off.
$1, as long as it wasn't more than like $5, you really didn't care
Yeah.
if it was bad.
$5.
And so
That
that's
was
why that's why I
significant.
would rate it so high, even with all the trash that was on there, even with all the garbage, is just because like
You don't have to buy the
you
garbage.
you either didn't have to buy it, or when you did, it was just so little that you didn't really care. There wasn't really refunds, but it was
No.
such a small amount. You spent so little points on it that it was just
Yeah, and some of those fucking games like Marble Blast, I could plug that game in right now and have a good time. And I spent $10 or $5 on that. I've put at least 100 hours. I mean, can you imagine right now spending $5 on a game on Steam and being able to come back to it 8 years later and going, "Fuck, this game's amazing." Just like, God damn, was this masterclass? Like, no, you can't. And that was what Xbox Live Arcade gave us. And I wish they would do something like it again on Xbox, just for fun, or just give Xbox Live Arcade back. Just port it upward. Just boop, bring it upward. Just do it. That'd
maybe
be a
there's
trip.
maybe there's like an oversaturation issue now because you look at Steam when
Oh,
they
it's
allowed like
horrible.
we'll allow everything. We won't put any
Anything.
discrimination.
Yeah.
It's
Anything. Except like
so
baby
bad
rape. Stuff
because
like that.
literally everyone can make a game. It's not like when Xbox Live came out, like you had to have the
Where it was
tools.
difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to have the tools to develop an Xbox game. Now it's just like I'll make this on my fucking computer or my laptop at home, and we'll try to make money on Steam.
In 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There was some more hurdles in place. So it was a Goldilocks spot of like the right amount of hurdles in space.
You're right. You're very.
Right.
That's probably part of the reason why it was so perfectly balanced between good and bad of the content and the time. Oh my God, it is. Xbox Live Arcade is the Goldilocks of gaming.
Indie games.
Indie games for our generation. I know, like the Zoomers are still technically our generation.
Yeah, there was just the right amount of barrier to entry to keep the real garbage out.
Real riffraff out, yeah.
Right.
But it wasn't so hard that there wasn't still hot garbage. that made money on Xbox. Oh my God. XBLA, the Goldilocks platform. Amazing. Well, that was our just
Signing
trip
off,
through time.
yeah.
I mean, God, I'm going to have this warm, fuzzy feeling inside of me for the rest of the
I
night.
want to end it on this note instead of talking about more
I
cat
feel
toys.
amazing. Well, Quinton, I really appreciate you coming on. This was great. I
Always
really enjoyed.
Happy to be on another episode.
Well, we'll get you on for another one as soon as we can. I really enjoyed this. I've been wanting to do this one for a while. Shit just makes me happy as a clam. Oh,
Yeah, I
Xbox
definitely knew it
Live.
was going to be one of like, I didn't really even need to take notes. This was going to be the one I knew I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, God. Small arms. I honestly forgot. And the fact that you reminded me, oh my God, it just filled me with memories.
How could you forget?
I know. It just slips away sometimes.
The anger during the matches, but the like the laughs we had just selecting characters.
So good. All right. Thank you, Quinton. Thank you for listening, everyone. This is going to come out eventually. Not this week, but next week. I appreciate you listening. If you liked it, throw down a like or subscribe. We come out with episodes every single week, unless I feel like taking a vacation. Streams every Monday, unless I feel like taking a vacation. Twitch.tv/leveldie. Yeah, simply be despair and have a great weekend. Thanks for listening.